So with your loop, you're going to go through the thumb. Now I like to practice everything in groups of 3. So the wrist is always going to be your anchor point. So you're going to wrap around the wrist. I go 3 times as long as you have 180 inches. If you have wraps that are less than 180 inches, you may have to adjust it. Or if you have hands that are larger or smaller than average, you may have to adjust it. But you're going to have 3 times around the wrist. Then I go 3 times around the knuckles. And then from here, you're always going to anchor around the wrist, and I go between the fingers just to help provide a little bit of extra cushioning between the fingers. So keeping it straight, I'm going to anchor with the wrist, bring it up through the fingers, anchor around the wrist, bring it up through the fingers. And there's really no right or wrong way to wrap the hands as long as it feels comfortable to you. But what I will say is that practice until you find a technique that works for you. Now notice on this one, it looks like kind of a hot mess because it's all bubbly. From here is where you can clean it up. So you can take these wraps, after you anchor it around the wrist, you're going to come around the knuckles just like you normally would, and then you're going to bring it back and see how it kind of cleans it up. Now this wrap was actually less than 180 inches, so I'm going to show you, it's 120. So I'm going to show you on the other hand a way to change it. I prefer personally 180 inches, but you can still make it work with 120. The only difference is the length is going to give you a little bit extra protection. So on this hand, instead of doing the 3, we're going to go 2 and 2 just to kind of make it stretch a little bit. A lot of people ask me about the watches. Yes, it's completely fine to wear a watch as long as it feels comfortable on you. So I'm going to anchor twice, and then I'm going to go around the knuckles twice. Still anchoring around the wrist and coming up between the fingers, anchoring around the wrist, coming up between the fingers. Keep coming from here. Still looks like a mess, but from here we can clean it up. So I went around the wrist, and then I'm going around the knuckles. I'm coming back around the wrist. And you see how, you know, when it let goes, then it's easier if you have it all together. But I'm coming back around the knuckles and then back around the wrist. It really doesn't matter where the Velcro ends up as long as it's comfortable on you.